Leo, welcome to your general mid-May spiritual reading with me, Adrian Nelson, your psychic tarot reader. So this one is for Leo, dealing with a Leo, wherever you got Leo in your chart, whatever brought you to this reading, there is a message here for you. So open yourself to receive. I want you to think, Leo, of the one burning question that brought you to this reading, because at the end of the reading, we're going to finish off by drawing you a crystal oracle card in response to your one burning question. Now, we're going to start off this reading by looking and seeing what are the things that you are already doing well. What are the things that are to your benefit that you may or may not be aware of that you actually want to continue doing because they benefit you. Okay? It's always a good place to start. If it's your first time here, I'd like to welcome you. If you're coming back, welcome back. If you haven't yet done so, please be so kind as to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Call. You are being called to more. You are being called to higher, to better. All right? What are you currently feeling called towards? What are you currently feeling called by? What is the desire in your heart? All right. The call card, which in traditional tarot is a judgment card, is a card that calls you to higher purpose. So you are being called to higher purpose here. All right. You are being called to really fulfill the role in life that you were meant to fulfill here. So this is a soul purpose calling. Okay. Soul purpose calling. Letting you know that you are ready for more, to expand more. But also letting you know that saying yes to this call goes hand in hand with a goodbye, what it could feel like a sacrifice. It means that you have to say goodbye to the old part of you that, put up with energies and possibly a person that didn't really give you the respect that you were worthy of. Didn't give you the acknowledgement that you were worthy of. So call is the energy of letting go of who and what doesn't serve us well. So who is it in your life, my beautiful, amazing Leo, that is not serving your highest and best interest? Because with as much peace as you possibly can, but definitely clearly so, it's time to let that energy go. It's time to say yes to a higher calling. To remember your mission, your vision, your goal in life. Okay, remember who you are. Very important. Okay. Let's see what is the emotion that you want to tap into at the moment, how that can benefit you, how that can serve you. Because emotions is it's the language of the universe, it's the language of the creative forces. So let's see what is the emotion that you want to lean into that will be to your benefit. Out of bounds moon. Boundaries. Time to set up some boundaries. All right. So going hand in hand with this call energy. They even sort of color match. Okay. There's a need to release. There's a need to let go. Okay. It's almost like release this energy so that you can be free. Release this connection so that you can be free. So that you can live the life that you want to live. All right. And part of setting boundaries is not, when we initiate it, yes, it's about sort of like cordoning off, okay, this is that sort of thing, switch off my phone when I go sleep, you can't bother me, that sort of stuff, all that sort of things. But this is a elevated call to more. Okay. You are, how do I say this? You are called to step into your own truth, into your own core identity. And then sometimes the boundary that we need to have there is the acceptance, which can be hurtful, but the acceptance that a certain energy that has been walking the path with you, that it might be time to say goodbye to that energy. It might be time to cut that cord. And it could maybe be that it's not the easiest thing to do. It's hard, because there might be real love here. All right. Because I see there's real love here, but there is more that is needed. Okay. So it's a little bit of a tough one. But if you are open to beautiful, amazing growth, my beautiful Leos, go ahead, place your hand on your heart, take a nice deep breath and say yes to it. Also, you might want to check out the links for my online courses, beautiful self-help, self-growth courses, as well as personal services like a theta healing or a tarot reader. Eight of Cups continues on the theme of elevating yourself to a higher purpose. Okay? Elevating to a higher purpose. And these things are hurtful sometimes. Because, you know, I imagine that you might be in a space where it's not like you are closed off to growth, but this is that growth that is challenging because we understand that it's going to be in our highest and best interest, but it also entails saying goodbye. That is the one side of the coin. But when you look at the other side of the coin, you get a completely different story. The other side of the coin is letting you know that if you don't, you know, pursue this path forward, possibly without this person, then the price that you pay is your own peace. It's you. Okay? And I think it's always better to step away, as painful as it is, while there's still love, as opposed to when there's animosity. So you want to step away while there's still love, before there's animosity coming in. Okay? Strength energy, Leo energy. This is the energy of inner healing. So you and this person has probably connected. You know, this could even be like a job or something like that. It can be different aspects in your life. But a person comes up very strongly. But you and this person has most likely connected and bonded when it's almost like you both needed a little bit of someone to hold your hand. But now it is about moving on without that person. And I kind of get a sense it's not because you have now used them and, you know, screw them. It's not that. It's more like you are interested in growing, finally just, you know, reveling and living in that beautiful peace. Whereas this person might not experience that need. They may see nothing wrong with the current actions. You know, and if you are open to growing in ways that are beautiful and healthy, and in your highest and best interest, in the truth and perspective of the Creator, then go ahead, my beautiful Leo. Place your hand on your heart, take a nice deep breath, and say yes to it. Okay, let's see what we have for you. Hierophant energy, sort of a Taurus vibe. This is a bit of a challenging energy because the thing about the Hierophant energy is that you already know that you're meant to move on. You already know that you are meant to take the step. You know that you're meant to take the step. Okay? But it is that we are hesitant. We don't want to take it because we understand that there is a price that needs to be paid here. You know? And the question here is basically, Leo, when you initially got into this connection in the first place, do you see that at that point you also paid a price? And it might have been your integrity. You were just not doing as great then as you might be doing now. So you didn't see it that way. And we are human. It's fine. It happens to anyone. No? And you might be at a space where maybe you've been trying to get out of this connection for a while. It feels a little bit like a conundrum. And you might be at a space where you might be feeling, you know what, it's never going to happen. I must just accept it. This is my lot in life. But that might be because you've contemplated that every single time if you do something different, that is going to be challenging, difficult, and hard. So that would have been, you know, what kind of went along with everything. What if it didn't have to be that hard? What if it could be peaceful for all parties involved? What you want to do is you don't want to chase your independence. You want to place your hand on your heart. You want to take a nice deep breath, center yourself, and say yes to the creative forces of life to help you. Feel what it's going to feel like once you have that independence. Feel what it's going to feel like when this situation, this difficult situation has already passed. Everything has already been resolved. Nobody's unhappy with anybody. Everything is peaceful. What is that feeling? Once you feel the feeling, say yes to the feeling. All right? Tell me, where in the world are we connecting from, my beautiful cosmic sibling? So you have got the Seven of Swords, the Devil energy, which is a Capricorn energy, and the Two of Wands. Okay? This person that you're dealing with is probably already making plans, or started to make plans, for what they are going to do when you finally realize, or accept rather, not realize, accept the realization that this situation cannot continue like this. They already set some plans in motion. Okay? Because they have come to realize what you might still have some challenges accepting. That this situation is concluded. It's reached its end. Alright? And so with the devil energy, instead of finding ways to make this work, because you may have been bending over backwards in this situation for quite a significant time. You know? And even if this reading doesn't find you in the middle of May, whenever it finds you, it's the right time for you to find it. It's time to release within yourself this energy with as much peace as you can. If you need help and support, reach out and get it. Okay? But here with the Two of Wands, this is get ready for change. Okay? Get ready for change, beautiful here. Because change is coming. It's inevitable. Get ready for change because it is inevitable. Okay? It's also in your highest and best interest. What is your one burning question that we need to ask the Crystal Oracle? Keep it firmly but lightly in your heart. Rodochrosite, acceptance. Okay? And this acceptance is not a space where you just go and give yourself 2 double karate kicks and say, okay, well, that's how it is. Whatever, break my heart. No. This goes hand in hand where you give yourself what you need and you acknowledge and you accept that this is difficult, this change. This shift is difficult. It's a hard shift. It's not easy. You know? And it might go along with quite a bit of sort of like nostalgia and things like that. So it's almost like a mourning. It's like a grief. And so give yourself that. Just because you realize the situation is no longer conducive, even healthy, and you're stepping away, you want to step away with as much peace as possible. And that means accepting that it's hard. And, you know, giving yourself that mourning period. But also be sure not to mourn so much that you don't do what you need to do. You know? It's almost like set an action date and stick to it. All right. My beautiful Leos, if you are open to Spirit supporting you in your highest and best interests, to resolve this so that it can bring you more peace, you don't feel empty, you say yes to your highest and best interest, place your hand on your heart, take a breath, say yes. Write in the comments, I claim inner peace for myself. And I very much look forward to connecting with you, Leo, on the next video.